Listen up, dog pound, because our quarterback room just turned into an absolute powder keg, and everything we thought we knew about this season is officially up in flames right now. We were all ready for the Shedeur Sanders era, but suddenly Deshaun Watson is surging back, and the rumors coming out of the facility are truly insane. This is the drama that defines our franchise, and we are riding this roller coaster together through every single twist. Help us reach 3,000 subscribers today, because this tribe is the heartbeat of Cleveland. Smash that subscribe button and comment now. Let's talk about the pure chaos happening inside the building right now, because the Browns are officially entrenched in the most explosive quarterback competition in the entire league. Just a few weeks ago, every single person in Cleveland assumed the starting job was a lock for Shedeur Sanders. We saw how that kid closed out last season with that swagger and that arm, and we thought the future was finally here. But the NFL is a cold world, and Deshaun Watson just got a massive and completely unexpected shot in the arm that has sent shockwaves through the locker room. The reports are flying in, and they are saying Watson is currently the frontrunner to start Week 1, which feels like a total gut punch to everyone who was ready to move on. This is about grit and legacy, and Watson is fighting for his professional life while Sanders is looking to prove he is the real deal. You have to ask yourself if the management is playing with fire here, because we have seen this movie before, and the ending usually involves a lot of heartbreak for us fans. Is Watson truly back to his Pro Bowl form, or are we just witnessing the front office trying to justify that massive contract one last time? The pressure in that room must be suffocating right now, because every single throw in practice is being scrutinized by the coaches and the media like it is the Super Bowl. We are talking about a franchise that has been starved for consistent play at the most important position in sports, and just when we thought we had clarity, everything went blurry again. Sanders is the young lion hungry for his moment, but Watson is the veteran with everything to lose. And this clash is creating a tension that you can feel through the TV screen. I want to know if you guys actually trust Watson to lead us out of the tunnel, or if your heart is already riding with Shedeur, because this decision will define the entire era of Browns football. It is a ridiculous situation that only happens to us, and the energy is reaching a boiling point. We are witnessing a battle for the soul of the offense, and nobody knows who is going to blink first as we head into the heat of the summer. But wait, because things just took a turn into the twilight zone with news coming out of Arizona that directly impacts our world here in Cleveland. Jacoby Brissett, who we all remember as the ultimate professional during that 2022 season, is currently a no-show at the Cardinals training sessions. He is holding out and looking for a raise and an extra year or two on his deal, and this has opened up a door that nobody saw coming. Could we actually see a homecoming for the man who stepped up when Watson was suspended and gave this city everything he had? Brissett started 11 games for us, and even though the record was 4-7, he earned the respect of every single dog in the pound because he played with heart and soul. Now he is stuck in Arizona after a miserable 1-11 season, and he wants out of that mess immediately. The raw truth is that the Browns could use that kind of stability and leadership in a room that feels very volatile right now. They don't want you to know how much the locker room actually missed his presence, but the whispers are getting louder every single day. Some people are even talking about a straight-up trade for Dillon Gabriel, but that does not move the needle for us, because Gabriel is likely headed for the waiver wire anyway. Brissett is a different breed, and he knows our system, and he knows our culture, which makes him the perfect wild card in this high-stakes game of poker. Imagine the scene if Jacoby walks back into that facility while Watson and Sanders are duking it out for the top spot. It would change the entire emotional landscape of the team and give us a veteran backup who can actually win games if the wheels fall off. The tension is escalating because Arizona is in a corner and Cleveland has a history with this guy that cannot be ignored. We are talking about a move that could provide the ultimate insurance policy for a season where the expectations are sky high and the margin for error is zero. This is the kind of move that winning franchises make to solidify their roster, and I am losing my mind thinking about the possibilities of having that veteran presence back in our colors. Now we have to go deeper into the rabbit hole, because there is one scenario that is starting to pick up steam, and it is absolutely wild. What if the Browns actually trade Deshaun Watson for Jacoby Brissett in a move that would shake the entire foundation of the NFL? I know it sounds like a dream or a nightmare depending on how you feel about Watson, but this could be the ultimate redemption arc for this franchise. It would be a way out for both teams because Arizona is looking for a spark and Cleveland is looking for closure on the most controversial contract in sports history. Think about the dramatic structure of this move because it solves so many problems while creating a massive climax for the offseason. Watson is still owed a boatload of money, and that contract has 4 void years that are going to haunt our salary cap for the rest of the decade. If we move him now, we might be able to find a way to stop the bleeding before it gets even worse in 2027 and 2028. For this to actually work, Arizona would have to be willing to take on that $46 million guarantee, which is a massive pill to swallow for any owner. Watson would also have to waive his no-trade clause and probably take a pay cut to join the Cardinals, where he would be the undisputed starter without any competition. Imagine him playing for Sam Darnold-type money just to get a fresh start away from the pressure and the noise of Cleveland. On the other side, we would get Brissett back as a backup to Shedeur Sanders, which would finally allow the kid to take the reins without looking over his shoulder every 5 minutes. The Browns would have to give Jacoby a small extension, maybe something around $7 million a year, which is a bargain for a guy who has been in the fire before. This is the kind of insider theory that makes you realize how thin the ice really is for this front office. If they pull this off, it would be the boldest move in the history of the dog pound, and it would signal a brand new era where we finally stop falling for the sunk cost fallacy. Honestly, I am losing my mind over the numbers, because as much as we want to dream about a clean break, the reality is a total nightmare. The biggest obstacle is the $86 million dead cap hit that would hit our books like a nuclear bomb if we trade Watson. If the Browns were ever comfortable taking that kind of massive financial loss, they would have cut ties with him a long time ago. This is the heavy price we are paying for years of restructuring and kicking the can down the road to try and build a winner around a quarterback who has not lived up to the hype. It is unbelievable how trapped we feel as a fan base, because we can see the potential of this roster, but the quarterback situation is a giant anchor dragging us down. Seriously though, can you imagine the courage it would take for the front office to admit they were wrong and just eat that $86 million to move on? It is the kind of move that only happens in video games, but here we are living through this reality every single day. I am trying to stay positive, but the blurry picture at quarterback is giving me a headache, and the fans deserve better than this constant uncertainty. There is a secret fear among many insiders that Watson will just play out this final year as a starter, and we will be stuck in the same loop of mediocrity that has defined us for so long. Maybe taking Watson out of the equation is exactly what Shedeur Sanders needs to find his footing and become the leader we know he can be. But the numbers just do not add up, and the math is a cruel mistress in the world of professional football. We are watching a high-stakes game of chicken between the front office and the salary cap, and it feels like we are the ones who are going to crash. I want to believe there is a path to greatness this year, but it feels like we are walking through a fog with no lighthouse in sight. The energy in Cleveland is desperate for a win and a clear direction, but instead we are left analyzing dead cap hits and trade scenarios that feel like a reach. At the end of the day, we have to face the cold hard truth that Deshaun Watson is likely going to be our starter for this 5th and final year of his deal. Barring some miracle change of heart from the owners regarding that $86 million dead cap hit, we are strapped into this seat for the duration of the ride. It is a frustrating reality for a fan base that has given everything to this team through the lean years and the heartbreaks, but we are the dog pound and we do not break. This season is going to be a battle of wills, and we need to see if Watson can finally rediscover that magic, or if he will be overtaken by the raw talent of Shedeur Sanders. I want to see your fire in the comments below, because this is our community and our voices need to be heard by the people making these decisions. Is this finally our year to shock the world? Or are we being let down by the same old mistakes that have haunted us for decades? Tell me right now if you would take Jacoby Brissett back over Watson, even with the financial mess, because I know where my heart stands on this. We are building something special with this channel, and your engagement is the fuel that keeps us going, so let us hit that 3,000 subscriber mark and show the league that Browns fans are the loudest and most loyal in the world. This journey is not for the faint of heart, and we are going to be here every single day breaking down every snap and every rumor that comes out of Berea. Keep the faith and keep pushing, because the tide has to turn eventually for this city and this franchise. We are more than just fans, we are a tribe, and we stand together through the chaos and the glory. I will be checking every single comment, so let me know your thoughts on the quarterback room and the trade rumors. Dog pound.